Texas Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw. He's also a member of the House Select Committee on Intelligence. Congressman Crenshaw, good to see you. I'm not sure why we're having this next vote, this third vote. Congressman Jim Jordan does not appear to be gaining many more votes. In fact, from our whip counts on our own, he seems to be losing them. Do you think he can win this next vote?
No, the next vote's he's not going to win it. Your whip count is correct. I'm going to vote for him. I'm a stickler for process. Like whoever wins our majority in conference, it's like a primary. And then you go to the general election. You vote for your guy. That's what we're doing. But there are no votes. And those no votes are not changing. You know, you and I talked a week and a half ago. And I told you that if Jordan's allies, right, a lot of these online influencers, they're often paid. Nobody should think that they are principled people with their own opinions. These attacks have become extremely vicious. They're different, right? I've been a subject of a lot of attacks from the far right. These are different, and they have entrenched the opposition. They're not moving. So those are the facts as they are. Those are the facts as they are right now. It's really questionable, and whether there should be more votes after this through the weekend. That would definitely backfire. You would definitely lose votes, in my opinion. But I'm going to advise Jordan not to do that. I think the conference needs a reset. The reset was proposed yesterday, frankly, which is to empower Speaker Pro Temp McHenry with temporary powers to simply bring bills to the floor, which is the main role of the Speaker. Some would argue he already has that power, according to our rules, the way they're written. That would allow us to reset. Stop yelling at each other. Stop pretending that it's the people's work when you're just in a room, yelling at each other about who's the most popular. That's not the people's work. The people's work is what we do on committees. We legislate. We vote bills out of committees. It goes through the Rules Committee. It goes to the floor. The Speaker is just there to manage that process. The process already exists. That's the real work. Too many people up here seem to think that the real work is yelling at each other about their personal grievances about who should be Speaker. It's not the real work.
You better watch out. You're making too much sense. I don't know how much of a future you have in this business.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck.
But just to give people an idea of what you're talking about, it was actually just Sunday that we spoke. I know it feels like 2 weeks, but it was actually just Sunday. And there was an article about how Jordan's allies, with the apparent blessing of Jordan, had said there's going to be a pressure campaign. And it wasn't until Wednesday night that Jordan issued a statement to call off the dogs. But in that intervening time, it wasn't just pressure that was, please support Jordan, or why aren't you supporting Jordan, or the rest. It was very, very hostile phone calls, texts. And in fact, I'm going to play a little bit. This is from a voicemail message left for the wife of one of your colleagues who didn't support Congressman Jordan. Take a listen to this.
I think I've seen it.
Warmongering piece. So listen, you're going to keep getting calls and emails. I'm putting all your information over the internet now. Everybody else is, and you will not be left alone because your husband, Jim Jordan, or more conservative, or you're going to be molested like you can't ever imagine. And again, non-violently.
Again, non-violently, you're going to be molested. And that's the wife of somebody. And you told me Sunday that pressure campaign would be, quote, the dumbest thing you can do. Looks like the pro-Jordan forces did not heed your advice. And that's one of the reasons he keeps losing worse and worse.
It is. It is certainly entrenched them. They're not moving. I mean, that is a fact you can take to the grave. Because of people like that beta male who makes threatening phone calls to women, who lives in his mom's basement. He's a beta male. All these online trolls are, warmonger. They call me that too, right? They've never been in a fist fight in their life, and they should know that I'm calling them beta males right now. I want to make that very clear, because anybody who threatens women like that is a beta male, and it's unfortunate where we're at. It is absolutely entrenched the opposition. We need a reset.
So, where does this end? Will the conference come around just letting Patrick McHenry do the job until January? Just temporary powers, just so? Because I don't need to tell you, there's actual serious business that needs to get done in terms of appropriations bills, what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Israel, and on and on?
It does need to happen. If Patrick McHenry does not want to do it, and he has stated very clearly he doesn't want that authority, well, there's somebody in line who was designated after him. That list is not public. It was made by Speaker McCarthy. And there's a very good argument to be made that McHenry already has those powers to bring bills to the floor. There is nothing in our House rules that limits the scope of his power. That is a myth that has been perpetuated. It is not true. Now, he has decided that will be the limit of the authority of his powers. And so if that vote did take place, he may very well say, I don't want it, and you need to go to the next person in line. That could happen. I think that's our best option now, and then we need a reset on figuring out who can get to 217. And there's talk about candidates. That's fine. Jordan, it would have to wait until Jordan actually decides to step down. And then we take a breath and we have that conversation. I think we should have that conversation while there is a speaker who can bring bills to the floor according to the process that we already have. I'm very unclear on why anybody is opposed to that, though there are a lot of people opposed to that.
Yeah, I'm very unclear on a lot of this business, but appreciate your time, sir. It's always good to have you on.
Thanks, Jake.